Let's go into announcements. Alright. Copy. We are live. Alright, PopCast is live. There we go. Alright, now let me get back into PopCast homies chat. Actually fun or laugh so you don't die inside fun. Kind of the latter. To be honest with you. It's kind of the latter. What kind of fun topics we have? What's up, Icarus?
Oh, I could have guessed that.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking gnarly. Can you talk again, Ty?
Yeah, testing.
You're so fucking loud. Why are you so fucking loud?
I don't know.
One more time.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Turn me down on your thing. Loud is easy.
I did turn you down.
Oh, good.
All right. What's up, Sheep Overlord? PJ, Licks the City, Renault. Yeah, we got a couple of good topics. Just let the pot brew for a minute. Made a cup of coffee. It's just like tastes weird. I don't know. It feels like it's kind of like thin or something.
I don't know. Are we live on Twitch like voice wise?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Ty, so I just put out last week's episode of the podcast. Gotta stop fucking smacking your lips, bro. I had so much fucking editing that I had to do.
I got big lips.
Every time you, I have bigger lips than you do. And every time you do, like talk to, like. Also, we gotta work on background noise, because I have to cut a lot of that shit out too.
Well, last week was a lot of background noise in general, because I had like all sorts of shit.
It's mostly like clicking and fidgeting around. Like I can't get rid of it with what do you call it? The not noise cancellation, but the adaptive noise cancellation and stuff like that. I mean, like it's one thing like when we're like looking something up and typing, like that's fine, like that comes in, but like there's a lot of like in the background.
It's probably me fidgeting with other things. Honestly,
yeah,
I've been trying to find fidget stuff that is quiet, and that's fucking impossible.
Stress ball, dude. You just squeeze the stress ball.
No, I need things that move more. I have these things I can show you. I have these things. I have 6 of them, but I've already lost 4 of them. But this is one of the stress things. They're better with multiple.
Is that like?
But
it's just two. It's just two of the insides of a fidget spinner hollowed out.
Well, no, they're magnetic. They attach to each other and shit.
I see.
It's different.
All right. Damn, we have okay, we got a bunch of shit to talk about. Well, in that case, let's start the fucking podcast. Here we go. Music's quieting down. Gotta get our sexy faces on stream. Bam, there we are. Hello, everybody. All right. Oh, there he is. And welcome. Nope. Hey everybody, welcome to the Bonsai PopCast. We're already off to a great start. Today we're joined by Bronte, Leto Leveler, Morbius, viewer 69, aka JM, Lord Icarus Lotus, and of course the lovely viewers in the chat on Twitch. My name is Mike.
I'm Tyler.
Yay. We're doing it all sorts of different today, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did we already
what's
do
happening.
that? I don't rember. Anyway.
No, we haven't.
Anyway.
But you're just going all over the place.
I am. Fuck it. It's new year, new me, right? Unpredictable.
New year. I like your Star Wars mug. Oh fuck! I have a new mug I was gonna use too, and I forgot.
I almost always drink. I have a Sonic the Hedgehog one that's like this shape too, and when you look inside it, it says "Gotta go fast."
That's funny. Jack just got me a new mug that says "Easily excited by sea lions."
What the fuck? What? Why? Where do you even get that mug?
I don't know. Amazon maybe. But
probably.
I don't know if you can see. I got sea lions behind me right now.
I know you do. When did you become like the biggest sea lion fucking stan of all time?
Well, I've always liked sea lions. You know, they're doofy.
I mean, everybody likes sea lions, I imagine, unless you're
I don't think everybody likes sea lions. I think you're over exaggerating the general population of sea lion love.
unless you're a seal, because right, sea lions eat seals.
No idea.
Pretty sure that I'm pretty sure they do. What's
I don't,
up?
I
What's
don't
up?
know. I don't know anything about sea lions other than they yell at each other when one of them smacks the other one in their sleep, and I find that hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty scary when you drunkenly get too close to them.
Well,
Um,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
Don't get too close to them. Laugh at them from afar. You
S-
know.
So, one fun thing that I learned this week, Tyler. Do you know why sperm whales are called sperm whales?
You know what I do, but I'm trying to remember what it is exactly. But why don't you go ahead and refresh my memory?
Okay, so like the reason, so basically like
Axel said not again.
yeah, so back in the day, like whaling was like this huge business, right? Hence Moby Dick, which is like Moby Dick is a terrible book. If you guys haven't read Moby Dick, don't read Moby Dick and don't feel bad about not reading Moby Dick cuz that book fucking sucks. It's a book that's boring on purpose because the whole idea of the book was to make it exactly like what it was like whaling, which 90% of it is people doing fucking nothing and then 10% of it is terrible fear and horror. So anyway, during this time, the Industrial Revolution was kind of starting, but
Meanwhile,
there's
Jam comes in with "I love Moby Dick."
yeah, you just love dick. Anyway, so fucking during this time, like the Industrial Revolution was starting up, and everything was lit by candles. So whaling was like huge, right?
Because of the oil.
Yeah. Well, no, you needed the fat for candles.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like because there wasn't electricity yet. So a lot of the whaling
Blubber.
huh?
Blubber.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the whaling was done off of Nantucket, which is like an island out here.
Okay.
And they basically like they found this new kind of whale one day. And they're like, "Oh, that's a big ass fucking whale." So they went and they killed it like they do. Um they said, "Fuck you, whale," and they went and they fucking killed it. And the first thing that they did, they were like, "Yo, let's like bash open its head and look at its fucking brains," you know? So they did that, and there's a bunch of shit inside the whale's brain like this. There's like this special fluid inside of the whale's brain, right? And when it oxidizes, it looks like fucking jizz. So they were just
Ew.
like sperm whale, like they basically called it like a cum whale, dude. Like it's dude,
Because they bashed open its brain, and that's what it
yeah.
looked like.
Yeah, dude, and like that shit was like white gold, man. Like there's so many like accounts of old whalers like going through like the globules of this fucking like giant jizz fucking like fountain
I
that
hate
is the
it. I
sperm
hate
whale's
that.
brain and just like being like, "Oh, it's so sexy. Like I love this shit because it's like it's
Wow, they've been at sea for too long.
yeah, like well no, it's just because like it was literally liquid gold. It was the
Oh
most
God.
expensive product on the planet because the turned out that the jizz in sperm whales' brains was way better than regular whale fat fucking candles.
Oh,
It
interesting.
burned forever.
I see.
Also who was it? Fat dude, Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin loved whale fat candles. That's where he wrote all his shit by was the whale fat candles.
I see. It's
Yeah.
where he had his best inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
It was underneath a whale sperm candle that he was like, "Oh, you know what? If I tie a key to a kite, I'll
But
invent electricity or whatever."
that's the thing though, is that it wasn't actually the jizz. It was like it was the shit in its fucking brain, and it's called like sperma something. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not gonna look it up. You can look it up yourself if you're interested. But man, is that was I was like, wow. You know, I thought they called it a sperm whale for like some other reason. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Well, you
fucking
would
know.
think that it might have something to do with like how they mate. That would make sense.
There's I
Maybe
guess.
maybe the sperm whale like jizzes all across the ocean, and then the female whales find it and they like swallow it in their whale vaginas, and that's how they procreate. And they're like, "Wow, that's neat. That's how sperm whales do it now, because that's their unique
Dude,
thing."
could you
Nope.
imagine if sperm whale or if whales spawned like fish do? Peach says spermaceti. That's what it was. It's called spermaceti.
Spermaceti? A
Yeah. I got
spermaceti.
a spermaceti in my
A
brain,
spermaceti.
making me so horny. But anyway, yeah, the fucking I don't know. I found that fascinating. But yeah,
That
if
is
whales
fascinating and
spawned
weird.
like fucking fish, could you imagine how much jizz comes out of one whale? They're the biggest creatures that have ever been on the planet.
That's a lot of jizz,
Just
man.
like,
That's too much jizz. That's too much jizz.
just like fucking. You want to talk like a
I don't
shot
think that
heard around the
sounded like
world?
a whale.
Nah, it sounded like a whale. It sounded like a whale.
I'm not sure it did.
Yes. So, continuing with some news from last week. So, we were talking about shooting in the Holyoke Mall for a little bit, and the guy's
Yeah, yeah.
name who was killed was Trung Michael Tran. And
Which, for a fresh reminder, that's Mike's mall, like the one that he goes to constantly.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, yes, there was a shooting there. A guy who
Okay,
worked.
Grant's here.
Oh, hey, what's up?
He said
Yeah,
Ahab
Grant.
wanted the bukkake.
He did. Ahab wanted to swim in the fucking sperm whale's brain. Yeah, Grant and Axel are here. But yeah, so the shooting that took place, an innocent bystander died. His name was Trung Michael Tran. It's Vietnamese. It's pronounced like Trung or something like that. I can't do it. I never was able to do it. But I went to school with a kid named Trung Michael Tran. So I was very like nervous that like this was my old friend that I haven't talked to in like 15 years, and I spent the majority of the next day after the podcast like thinking that it was him, or that day, I don't remember exactly, but I had to like deep dive into it because like honestly, because information was still coming out. It happened on Saturday.
Yeah,
It takes a
it's
while.
hard to find confirmation for
Yeah,
something like that.
but it
But when the person's name is
exactly the same. It was my
both their
age.
name and their like synonym or whatever you would call it,
Mhm.
like the nickname that they went by.
Yeah, their American name. And then is my age. He lives in our area. Like it was like the chances that it wasn't him very slim, but it turns
Like
out that it
astronomical.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it turns out that it wasn't. It was another like early 30s Trung Michael Tran. Still very sad. He was a Vietnamese immigrant who came over here with his wife or married a woman over here. No, he had to have come over here by himself. He got his wife and he got his kid over here. They've got a house. He worked 6 days a week at this nail salon. He was just trying to help this fucking thug out. And then another one came in. They started a fucking gunfight between the two and he was shot. So while I was relieved that it wasn't my friend, it's still really shitty. I donated some money to the family for the funeral costs. They have a GoFundMe because they're fucked now because the guy who was bringing in all the income for them is dead and for no reason. You know what I mean? Like it really just got me thinking about the whole thing. It was really fucking fucked up. I think gun violence, violence in general, murder, things like that, they affect everybody. They affect entire communities, and it's such a common thing nowadays. It really fucking sucks. And you know what? It's probably not going to get any better. So I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. Tyler, did you look at the title of this
You know what I
podcast?
haven't?
You should look at the title.
Podcast Live, the period police.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
So you have a
uh,
story for me or
yeah. Sure do. But first, there's nothing. Okay, I gotta check this out. There's nothing really trending on.
First, well, there's nothing going. Wait a minute. Like had
Yeah.
that like.
So, what the fuck is AI Seinfeld? Have you heard?
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay, tell me
Yeah.
about AI Seinfeld.
So I can't remember the name of like the Twitch, but there's now a live Twitch that is live all the time that is run by an AI and it makes essentially Seinfeld episodes. I think it's called Forever Nothing.
Yeah,
Uh
nothing forever.
Nothing Forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a show that AI continually makes up jokes that are supposed to be Seinfeld-esque in an apartment with a Jerry figure and whatnot
George and yep.
in George, and it just goes on forever. And apparently it was like really shitty at first, but it's learning and getting better. So yeah, that's a thing that exists now. AI is taking over the world. Yeah.
Apparently, AI Seinfeld getting banned off Twitch because Larry went on a transphobic rant. Might be the funniest conclusion, actually, says somebody. Yeah, AI update. AI Seinfeld, Nothing Forever was banned from Twitch when the AI went off the rails and began making jokes about LGBTQ groups. Is this the first instance of an AI being canceled? See, that's the thing. That's the thing that fucks
And
me
the
up.
answer is no, by the way.
This
It's
isn't
not.
this isn't the first time that this has happened with an AI. It's like every
No, it's
time,
not.
yeah, every time an AI like just gets let loose, it becomes a fucking Nazi, dude. Like we are fucked when the singularity happens, dude. It is going to be Hitler, digital. Like you know what? Maybe that's what Hitler did. Maybe he didn't really die in the bunker. He just uploaded his brain into the ethos, and every
The
time
original AI.
the original AI, Hitler
The one that
fucking
all other AIs are pieced from. Yeah.
yeah. Has this joke done an AI done a or has this joke AI done a racism joke?
Literally,
Yes.
Bronte said that while we were in the middle of saying that it is canceled for racism and
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that like I don't know 3 days ago maybe. So it's very funny that it is already being banned.
hmm Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. Like, and because there's so much of that shit on the internet. Like, I mean, it's like we always say. What it comes down to. There's so much QAnon shit. And QAnon, like the thing about QAnon. The reason that I'm always saying QAnon is because QAnon is a tent conspiracy that takes in all the other conspiracies, right?
It's an umbrella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, like, QAnon isn't even really a thing anymore. Like, nobody's following Q. It's just these people that have LARPed themselves into another world. Like, I mean, they are in
Well,
an
they've
isekai
shifted,
in
Mike.
reality.
They've
Yeah,
shifted.
shifted. Whatever you. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. What's up, Wicked? Yeah. So like, these fuckers, they live on the internet. Like they
Right.
live and
They live
breathe.
on the internet more than we do, and we work on it.
Yeah, like that. Well, and posting. That's all they fucking do. They're all over Twitter
Right.
and Mastodon and fucking Truth Social and all this other bullshit. They exist to post. They call themselves digital soldiers, and they somehow
just a-
think every post is a bullet. Tyler, every post is a fucking
Wow.
bullet.
Wow.
They're just like pow 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 pow. Like, God.
It's the Matrix in here, Jesus.
Yeah, no, literally. And like the thing is that like most people just don't care. Most people don't see that shit. But like if you
Right.
go like you like one of these podcasts we're going to have to do like a Facebook dive, right? We're going to have
Sure,
to
yeah, let's
search
do it.
something on Facebook, find the worst thing and then just follow that rabbit hole down to Jews are bad. You know what I mean? Cuz that's where it always ends. The final red pill is
Well,
always
obviously, yeah.
Jews are bad. It's fucking nuts. So
I
speaking of
finished that Nazi show, by the way.
did you?
Speaking of Jews are
Was it
bad,
good?
yeah.
Hunters, right?
Yeah, Hunters. First
Okay.
season was really good. The second season was sort of like, well, okay, you made this during the pandemic, and maybe you lost a writer or two.
Mhm.
It was still interesting, but definitely not as good as the first.
I see. Well, that sucks. Are they going to do season 3 or is it over?
No, that was the final season.
Mm.
Even though the ending, you might think that they would. I don't fucking. I'm gonna close my windows. I'm brain as fuck.
JM
I don't know if it's
says
gonna work though.
JM says Digital Soldier is my Power Man 5000 cover band. By the way, JM, if you were hoping for another chapter of
Yeah, that did
I went to
nothing.
another world, so I made tacos. I don't have it. Next week we'll do another chapter. I'm planning it out. It's gonna be good. I did just put out last week's PopCast though, and so the full edited version of the first chapter is out. It's got music. It's fun.
Oh, that's good. I really hope that the potential sponsor that we might be working with recently listens to that episode.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Disturbed is a good band. So yeah, speaking of AI, there's been an interesting kind of I don't know, controversy, you could say, that's been all over Twitter and the internet for the past couple weeks regarding some streamer. I don't fucking care. I don't care about fucking streamers. I'm so sick of streamers are so up their own fucking ass all the time. They're like, they're always bitching about something. Their fucking problems are so stupid. It's always about Twitch. I'm just so fucking sick of streamers just bitching, right? Like, you play video games for a living. You just hit a button and you're live and you're just good to go. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, streaming's hard, man. To stream for 8 hours a
streaming
day.
Streaming can be tiring, but like most of the people who stream for 8 hours a day, they're not constantly like looking at the chat. They're playing the fucking video game, and every once in a while they look up and they go, huh, "That's funny." You know what I mean? Or like,
Well, the big guys are like that. It depends on the streamer. I know plenty of streamers that like. There's a Dead by Daylight streamer who looks at the chat like more than half the time, and it's great because he fucks up his game.
oh, okay,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah. I mean,
it depends. I would say the big guys where the chat is moving so fast that they can't even fucking read it. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. You know,
yeah, and the thing
but
is,
for anybody who's like under 1,000, concurrent viewers, the chat's never going fast enough that they can't look at it.
sure, but there's always fucking drama. You know what I mean? There's always so much drama between streamers and other streamers and all this shit. But this interesting thing, this is pretty legitimate, right? I guess. But the other thing that I find about streamers is they're always bad people. You ever notice that, Ty? It's like Hollywood fucks. Like there's so much shit that goes on between on Twitch. Like YouTubers, I think the worst YouTubers that we've ever had are that have like done really fucked up things, or like Leafy, fucking Keemstar, Jake Paul, like those guys, they suck. Everybody knows they suck. But like,
Sure.
it's like every streamer is so fucking problematic, and and like it always comes out. Like somehow it comes out. Like remember those? I don't know if you saw like the somebody like posted DMs or something like that between like a bunch of female influencers who were like they were like talking shit about all these other streamers, and then calling them fat and fugly and like all this fucking shit, and like just being awful people together.
I do think that streaming can be very cliquey in nature, but it's not like YouTube can't,
Sure, but like every time we've gone to a Twitch party, it's been totally different than a YouTube party.
That's true.
It's a shit
The
show.
Twitch parties are absolute like frat house style shit show.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, because you have to be a certain kind of douche to be a giant fucking streamer. You got to be that like, yo, bro, what's going on? You know what I mean? You have to have that fucking energy to like suck all the kids in.
I did get a picture with Hungry Box, so it was worth it.
Who the fuck is Hungry Box? To me, that sounds like a really thirsty vagina. A Hungry Box.
He's like one of the best Super Smash Brothers Melee players of all time.
All right, whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's certain streamers that I like. I really like Maximilian Dude. I think he's great. That's about it.
Yeah, I really like Lil Aggie is a really good streamer that I like. I like Scott Jund a lot. There's a couple Dead by Daylight streamers that I like a lot.
Grant says Twitch parties are a blast. They're interesting. So anyway,
hey, it was a Twitch party at the museum that we went to that was so much fun.
That was cool, but that was also a lame party. You know what I mean? That was like almost lamer than a lot of YouTube parties. Like it was cool because where it was, but as far as like the people in attendance and the way that the party was going, and of course Holly Conrad was there fucking crying, and Pro Jared was in there like waiting to finger her later or something like that. I don't have great memories of that other than whatever. So yeah, new stream drama is actually kind of a big deal. So there's I guess it's a group of streamers, again, fuck them, but there's this one guy who's live and he accidentally showed his tabs, which like there's no like
what's the streamer's name?
I don't fucking remember. Like you can search it once we get to the crux of the issue. Axel says it's Atrioc, Atrioc.
Yeah, I know who Atrioc is. Yeah.
Okay, so apparently they're like a group of streamers. He accidentally showed his fucking
he's part
tabs.
Of like Ludwig's posse.
Oh,
people.
Fun, good.
Yeah.
So yes, he accidentally showed his tabs, and on his tabs there was a bunch of AI deepfake porn, but the porn happened to be of his coworkers, the female coworkers.
Why would you have that up while you're streaming?
It was just his tabs. I don't like his tabs were just up. I don't fucking know. So yeah, on his streaming computer. So basically, like the way that he said it, which I think is absolute total fucking bullshit, is that he was on a regular porn site and got an ad for AI deepfake porn. Which I will tell you, I watch a lot of porn once a night usually, and fucking I have never gotten an ad for deepfake porn ever, not once. Okay,
I feel like you gotta go looking for that.
you do have to go looking for that. You have to know
Yeah.
it exists, which I mean, I guess we all know it exists. You know,
Well,
like we
people
never
on
thought
the
about it.
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never think about it, but like the fact that it exists is not fucking
Well,
surprising.
there's been deep fake porn fiascos with like popular streamers before, you know.
Right. Well,
S-
I mean,
but
the problem is that it was his coworkers. You know what I mean? It was his female fucking coworkers. So like,
well, yeah, as in like popular women streamers.
yes, well, yeah, like
Okay.
people that he streamed with, people that he worked with, like all sorts of shit like that. So like he was
Okay.
basically like jerking off to like deep fake porn of his friends, which like, so I mean, fake porn of celebrities have Pokimane, Maya, and his best friend's girlfriend. Apparently,
Okay.
it says Axel. So, I mean, dude, if you're jerking off to Pokimane, you're already fucked in the head. I could not imagine getting a fucking looking at Pokimane. I fucking hate her so fucking much, Tyler. I hate
Why
Pokimane.
do you hate Pokimane?
I
What's wrong
fucking
with
hate
Pokimane?
Pokimane. She is just the worst example of like everything that I despise. Period. She's
I've
so
never
fuck-
watched one of her streams. I don't know anything about her other than she's a
she
popular
is
streamer.
she's not funny. She's not good at what she does. All she is fucking hot. And she's also like not very fucking self-aware, and like she gets really upset when anybody has anything bad to say about her. She was one of those people that was like on Twitch live, like copywriting people's fucking videos that were talking about her, like negatively.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yeah, like one of those fucking people. I don't know. She's just the worst. I just want to fucking punt her like over the fucking wall into Mexico or something. They can have her. You know?
Wow, Jam's gonna take offense to that. But Jam also just said, "Man, if she's the worst example, I need to up my game."
So anyway, first of all, this guy has terrible taste. Second of all, like it's just the worst kind of shit you can get caught doing. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like,
It's just such a dumb thing to get caught doing, dude.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
also
God.
he paid for it.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah, so it's not like he just clicked and he was like, wonder what this is about. Like, he like fucking paid for it, right? So fake porn has always existed. I remember in the 2000s going online looking for like, nude photos of Jennifer Lopez, right? And it was always like some porn
Sure.
star with Jennifer Lopez's fucking head like badly photoshopped onto it, right? This is something that it's always existed, but the problem is that the technology is fucking amazing.
Well,
It
yeah,
is-
because now you can literally put somebody's head on another person.
And no, you could basically put somebody's body on another person. I mean, down to like moles and tattoos and like all sorts of stuff. I guess the one thing that's fucked up still is hands. It's hard to get another person's hands on
Can't
hands.
figure out hands yet, people.
Right, so basically they don't show hands. So this dude went on to the computer, looked up deep fake porn of his fucking coworkers, who's jerking off to it, and then I guess he made an apology video where he was like crying and his wife's like sitting in the background like, so like it was very awkward. And like everybody's upset with this guy. But again, the issue is that the technology is so fucking good now. I mean, it is basically absolutely indistinguishable from the real person.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, we were literally just talking about AI, and the problem is that eventually we're going to start seeing Nazis fucking, because it's all going to get back to Nazis somehow, right?
Sure. I mean, you can. Yeah. I mean, like if you you feed enough Hitler videos into the AI, they're going to be able to do it. It'll probably be built in black
it's
and white.
all AI, man. It's all AI. So if all AIs end at Nazis, then
I would pay to see Hitler fucking Jesus. I would watch that. I would pay $5 to watch that. In the butt and in the mouth. And it would, I would the butt and a jerk off, at the same time. I don't really know how gay dudes do it. But I'd pay $5 to watch Jesus fuck Hitler. Anyway, so
I thought it was the other way around.
No, Hitler fucking Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
Hitler would hate that. He was not into the gays. And Jesus was a Jew. So it would just be all sorts of... So anyway, so
Axel says he's gonna try to get an AI to copy his voice and record for him.
there you
They're
go.
already doing that. Like you can already. I was watching a Moist Critical video that had Obi-Wan Kenobi talking about like a slut that he found on another planet back in the day, and how she was like the Jedi's like
It was a great
like
story,
basically
Ty.
all
You're really
well,
doing a good job.
basically I'm trying to figure out how to say it. All the Jedi's ran a train on her, so
Okay.
you know.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, you can just already do that. You can put in a little bit of somebody's voice, and it'll almost perfectly replicate their voice into whatever you want it to say.
Mm-hmm. So with this AI porn, we run into like an ethical problem, right? So there's two sides of the discussion that's been happening. There are people who are vehemently offended by it, and there's people who are like, well, that's what happens when you're on the internet. You know what I mean? And
That's what happens when you're on the internet. It's not a good camp to be in, people.
it's not a great camp to be in. I mean, it's true, but like that's not like an excuse, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, and even if it's there,
just because it happens doesn't mean it should be expected to happen just because you're a woman on the internet.
I mean, anybody on the internet. Like, do you know how much fucking AI porn, deepfake AI porn and Markiplier there must be? Can you imagine like the amount? I mean, dude, we were just talking about the fucking Markiplier like female masturbation TikTok, weren't we? Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
About that. If that exists, there's got to be hundreds of videos of deepfake Markiplier porn.
Yeah, of Markiplier just going,
ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Tell me you're a good girl. Like that kind of shit. Like, I mean, that was already in the TikTok. Like it's, you know, so,
Mark does have an OnlyFans. That's true.
He does, but like, it's not like his OnlyFans is like constantly him just like jizzing on things, you know, like with his fucking face and shit, you know, like, but yeah, so there's the two camps. There's people who are like vehemently offended by it and the people who are like, well, that's what happens. I mean, that is what happens. That like if you are famous, people will make porn of you. The problem is that like it's not illegal, and it should be, because they're using your likeness, they're using your voice, and they're selling it. And oftentimes they're not selling it as deep fake porn, they're selling it as real porn.
Right.
And that can cause a lot of problems for people who like run in these industries where like, because
the fair use on that is a little wonky.
There isn't that. Yeah, it's not fair. I mean,
don't get me wrong. Putting somebody else's face and doing an AI thing is pretty transformative, but
I mean, it's literally transformative. But the thing is that I can't record you without you knowing that I'm recording you. You know what I mean? It is illegal to record a conversation without somebody knowing it. So how would it be legal to use your likeness and voice to make a porno? You know, like it should be illegal. It should be illegal. It's not fucking right to use your likeness, your exact fucking likeness. Because again, this is indistinguishable from reality. So what it can do is it can ruin people's opportunities because you cannot prove it's fake.
Right.
You can't prove it's fake. So not only that, but as this technology progresses, right? And I mean, I guarantee you this is already happening where they're using children. Guarantee it. You know, like, I mean, if it was back in the day when I was actually watching TV, I could see Selena Gomez, Hannah Montana, you know, that kind of shit. Anything that Ariana Grande back in the day, anything that was fucking Britney Spears' little sister, whatever her name, Jamie Spears. Like, I could see people doing that kind of shit. But the other thing is that as technology gets better, it also becomes cheaper. So eventually this is going to be something that kids in school are going to be able to do, you know, with their friends and shit like that. The rabbit hole of how bad this can get is really fucked up. I do feel bad.
The scary part about AI, right? Is like it can do a lot of cool things. It can also do a lot of bad things.
Yeah, do a lot of fucking terrible things. So it's definitely, you know, I feel bad for the female streamers. Like, you know, it's bad enough that such a large portion of the citizens of this country kind of look at females as sexual objects anyway, and get mad at female streamers who are attractive, because they're like, oh well, like it's only like attractive streamers, like you're just famous because you're hot, like blah blah blah, when that's like 95% of the time that's not the case. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like for Pokemon that's the case, but for most of the other people it's not the fucking case. So it's and to go out of your way to, like, I know, like, for instance, I know a few girls who have OnlyFans and stuff like that, where they have like less than 100 followers on OnlyFans, and they make more money than I do in a month. You can make a lot of fucking money really fucking easily on OnlyFans. You're doing porn, selling your used panties, all sorts of stuff like that. You can make a lot of fucking money and not even have to work that much. You know what I mean? So like for people to not opt into that and to grow like organically in a way that like isn't any kind of like sex work and stuff like that, it's definitely challenging. And to have that kind of taken away from you and be turned into a sex worker against your will, essentially, I mean, there's something a little bit rapey about it. Like there really is something a little bit fucking rapey about it, about taking away your choice and shit like that. I do think it's pretty fucked up. Is it going to go away? No. But like, maybe just don't support that industry. Probably not. Maybe petition
that'd be good.
Yeah, maybe petition your officials to make it illegal, because it could be you. It could be you. I mean, what was it? Charlie made a good point when he was like, think about it this way, right? Like somebody takes a fucking bunch of you, puts it into a deep fake, and you got a fucking little tiny micro dick, right? And then he shows it, they show it to everybody, and then everybody's laughing at you because you got a fucking dick the size of the last joint on your thumb, and then finally you get pissed off, and you whip your dick out, and you got, what do you say? You got your 9 fucking inches of steel meat, and then everybody says that's a fucking deep fake. Right? Indistinguishable from real life. You cannot fucking prove that shit is fucking real. And you can't. What are you gonna do? Stream it on Twitch? You can't pull your dick out on Twitch. How's anybody supposed to know that it's actually you? Unless you open up an OnlyFans and start posting pictures, like live videos of your dick, but then everybody can say that it's fucking deep faked, etc., etc. There's really no way out of it, because it is indistinguishable from real fucking life. It's fucked. It's fucked. Should be stopped. What do you think, Tyler? You've been oddly quiet.
Well, yeah, it should be stopped, but how?
Well, you got to make it illegal. That way it can get taken down. You know what I mean? Like if you find it
should be able to be taken down already. I feel like
it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
Yeah, but it is illegal to use somebody's likeness without their permission.
But there's a line. There's like this weird line where it's just not illegal, because again, like, this is brand new technology, and our fucking politicians are old and dumb, when it comes to this shit. I mean, think about
I get that, but I feel like,
my grandfather can't even log into his email. You know what I mean? My grandmother got a computer science because he doesn't fucking understand how to use a computer, dude.
He's like, how to get logged out.
We have to buy him a new PC like every 2 years because he'll brick it. Still, to this day, with built-in antivirus software, he will still find a way to brick a computer with malware, Trojan horses.
What your grandfather's looking at?
All sorts of fucking shit.
These things?
But like he used to be really good at eBay. He doesn't even know how to work eBay anymore. I keep trying to get him to get a PayPal. He can't fucking operate PayPal. He can't remember you know what I mean? He's not even that old. He's like 72. Computers have been around since he was like 50. Like, so
my dad's older than your granddad.
Yeah, but so
anyway.
to to expect that our politicians even have like AI deep fake shit and understand anything about that's asking just like way too much. They're too fucking old and
They
like
should
up their own
understand
ass.
something about it, though. They've met with fucking Mark Zuckerberg so many times, and he's basically an AI.
Oh, and you
So
think that Mark Zuckerberg wants to like get them on the ass of AI? No fucking way, dude.
no, I'm just saying that just by meeting Mark Zuckerberg, you have experience with an AI.
He's a reptilian.
That's
He's
all I'm
not an
saying.
AI. He's a reptilian.
He's an AI reptilian. He's a new breed.
God, I hate that motherfucker so much. So, other thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is dark shit. So,
Oh, good. We're getting
yeah,
even more into it.
I want to make sure. We're going back to Florida, guys. So hold on a second.
Why are we always back in Florida?
Because Florida is hell on
Florida?
earth. Florida is fucking hell on earth, dude.
We know somebody who lives in Florida, right?
I'm sure
Don't
plenty of our patrons live in Florida.
No, doesn't
Ant
like
Dude used
Ant
to live in
Dude- yeah.
Ant Dude in
Oh, he doesn't anymore.
No, he moved to Seattle.
It's good that he got out of there.
Yeah. So so there's a proposed change for the Florida Athletic.
Oh, it's just the library thing.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No. This is so fucked. So there's a proposed change for high school athletics participation paperwork that is going to require female students to reveal their menstruation history. So,
Wait.
essentially, you boil it down. If you want to
What?
play sports and you're a girl in Florida, you are going to have to tell, and it's not between you and your doctor. It's between you and the school officials. You have to tell them when you got your first period, when you got your last period, how many days between periods you go.
Why?
Because they don't want trans men or trans women playing sports on girls' teams.
And this is their way of.
This is their way of making sure that you aren't trans. Mm-hmm. Yeah. By making everybody.
Can't even fathom how the fuck that's supposed to work. Okay, even you could just lie.
No, you can't, because you have to prove it.
How do you prove that?
I don't know. Like, that's kind of the.
How the fuck do you prove that?
I don't know, dude. That's the thing. That's the thing about it is like what is the principal going to be like? Going through the trash cans in the girls' bathroom.
How do you prove that?
I don't know, Becky. This doesn't seem fresh.
Not even that. It's like, how do you prove the first time you got your period? It's like, it was July 10th, 1986.
I remember
it was
like
raining that day.
Dude, oh my god.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Dude, this fucking.
It was a bloodbath.
I remember this girl Katie. When we were in 6th grade, we went to Boston on a field trip, and she got her first period on the bus to Boston, and it leaked down into her shoes. So my teacher had to buy her like new socks, shoes, and pants in Boston, which that's expensive as fuck. But like she was also kind of a terrible human being. So like I'm pretty sure for the rest of school, every time anybody saw her, they're like, "Hey, Katie, how about them Red Sox?" Because it's Massachusetts, and that's like everybody. Like whenever you see somebody you haven't seen in a while, you're like, "Hey, how about them Red Sox?" She was Red Sox forever. But yeah, so this shit is fucking crazy. Yeah, you gotta hand in your tampons. Every 50 gets you a free sandwich at the cafeteria. Yeah. So so it's fucking insane. This is fucking insane. Florida is out of control. Obviously, we talked about DeSantis. We talked about the fact that he's probably running for fucking president or might run for president. We talked about the likelihood of that working, probably not very well, because DeSantis is a fucking psycho, and I think outside of Florida he wouldn't find a lot of popularity. I think he's even too much for like Tennessee. Too much. Like, I mean, this guy doesn't want he really wants like Black History erasure, like not even like no Black History Month. Like he is going so hard on like not talking about slavery in school at all, period.
you can't do that until American history.
Right, but that's the
I
thing
mean, you
is
can't
that
do that until history in general, but specifically American history.
and what's the fucking like I don't even understand like so what are they afraid that it's going to make like some white kids sad? You know? Like
Yep,
oh
that's
like
exactly what they're
we
afraid
didn't
of,
do
Mike.
everything
That's
perfect.
exactly what they're afraid of.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Let me see. I want more information on this period history thing
They're
because again,
worried that white kids are going to be like, "Oh, that sounds bad. Maybe I should look into this more and become more aware of my country's history."
yeah,
And the more you become aware of America's history, the more you kind of hate the country.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing is like, I think they're seeing that a lot, you know, on the left and shit, like where
Yeah, well,
people are,
because the left want to change things to make them better in general,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So, whereas the right has always been, we have to go back to our roots. We have to go to the foundation of American society, which was in the 20s,
yeah.
you know? Like, it's a very different thought process. And if you're learning about why America sucks, maybe you think that it should change.
Yeah, it's an education thing. Really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah,
Is
I
an
mean,
educated thing.
literally, Trump's entire fucking logo or fucking motto was "Make America Great Again." Make it like it was.
Yeah, and like, but that's the question: is like, when was it great? Is he talking about Reagan era? Like, you know, is he talking about the
It's
40s and the
whatever
50s?
era you think is great because it's obviously not now.
Right,
That's
right.
what it means.
Yeah. Like I just like I don't know. It doesn't make like was it the 90s when we were just pretending racism wasn't a thing anymore? Was it, you know, but we were still like beating on the gays, you know? Like I
Bronte said, "I've been making white kids sad for the last 2 weeks. They love it. Actually, we just got to the assassination of MLK."
yeah, like I mean the thing is like you know there is definitely white guilt, you know, we've talked about it before and it is an interesting thing that really like, you know, only white people deal with, right? Because in the past and like you know our ancestors were fucking monsters, you know, for
Yeah.
like a lot of them were fucking uneducated, a lot of them like but it's hard to be like, oh well that's, you know, that's the way it was because I mean frankly like the human brain hasn't changed in thousands of years, you know, like when we look back on the dark ages, right, same brains that we have right now. When we look back on ancient Egypt, same fucking brains that we have right now, same capacity for learning, same capacity for,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
evolution takes a long time.
well also like the human body is very it's very locked in. Like our DNA is not super malleable to for evolution.
I see.
Like like human evolution doesn't really. I think the one thing that's happened that's been major is like our appendixes. You know, just because we started cooking meat
Yeah.
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, our appendixes are like tiny little shriveled beans instead of, you know,
Mm,
because they're supposed to filter out toxins from raw meat
right.
and shit. Um, but other than that, like we're essentially the same creatures that were, you know, fucking coming out of the ice age and stuff. So like our ability for empathy and all of that, it has always been there, you know, and it's just it's wild. But it does like, you know, when everybody is born innocent, right? You know, so like when you do go to school and you learn about all the bad things that, you know, our ancestors did, it does like it's like you have the feeling of like, well, that sucks and we should change it, but also like, you know, how is it my fault too? And I think there's two ways to go there where it's like it's not my fucking fault, it's not my fucking problem. All these people don't like me just because of the way that, you know, I was born and, you know, like they're mad because of the way that they were fucking born and like nobody chose that for anybody, you know what I mean? So like there's a lot of
Mhm.
people that are like, well, fuck that shit. You know, why should I fucking feel bad? Why should I do anything? You know, this world works for me, so like fuck everybody else. And I mean that's kind of the way that like America works. That's the way that our economy is set up, you
Yeah,
know.
capitalism. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
well
this
think
works for me and it doesn't matter if it doesn't work for you.
right. Well, for instance, like, you know, my partner wants out of her fucking like the section of her job that she's in. She wants out of that department, right? So her
Oh,
job
okay.
will pay for college. One of the things that she could do, is go to college to become an underwriter. But what an underwriter does is they look over medical documents to figure out if people are eligible for life insurance.
Mm.
Right? So basically what their job is to deny people life
Right. Yeah, your
insurance.
job is to deny people, which is a shitty thing to feel.
Yeah,
That's your job, is to tell people no.
but it's $160,000 a year.
Right, because it sucks. So you better get paid a lot because it sucks.
It's not because it sucks. It's because it's one of the most important jobs for a life insurance company is to make sure that people who are going to die don't get fucking life insurance. Because then
Right, which feels shitty.
yeah, well, it feels shitty if you have a conscience. You know what I mean? But like there's
Yeah.
plenty of people who don't, especially when it comes to business, because and especially when you are like fucking poor, right? I mean, if you are like brought into the world and you're not fucking on third base already or in the dugout like people like fucking Elon Musk where they're born into billionaire families, like
Right.
the only way to truly rise to the top is to fuck everybody else over. The
Right.
only way you're going to dig yourself out of that hole is to fuck everybody else over. And that comes down to like dealing drugs, you know? I mean, that's how a lot of people start out getting their, getting that money that they can invest into other things. They start by dealing drugs on the street and then they get up and then they get up and they get up. And everything that you do it has to fuck somebody else over because that's the way that you make the most money is by fucking other people over. Period. I mean, think about it. Like, look at all these CEOs and shit like that. Look at all these companies that are going, that are
Well, I
laying
mean,
people
yeah.
off and laying people off, ruining their fucking lives, and they are having the highest profits that they've ever had in history. Like,
Right. 98% of CEOs are all bullshit. I mean, like, the idea that a CEO makes oftentimes, what is it, like hundreds to thousand times more than like a regular employee there. You
plus
know?
bonuses.
Yeah, plus bonuses, plus
Mhm.
whatever else, and then it's like, oh well, we didn't hit our margins for growth this year. I mean, it's the same thing we've talked about forever, but like, companies have to grow, or they're seen as failures.
And then their supporters back out. The board freaks out and all
Right.
sorts of shit. Yeah. Yeah. So well, the thing like one of the things that's happening right now with that is so you know how like we're having an oil problem, right? Like fucking gas is super duper expensive. Oil for
Yeah, it's
heating
been
your
expensive for
houses.
a while.
Yeah, well, so California has had a really fucked up January, right? Dealing with
Mm.
storms, dealing with it was very cold in Southern California over January. Well, they almost tripled the fucking oil prices for January. And now that it's February and it's relatively warm down there, they've brought it back down to normal levels. Like this is what like oil companies fucking do. Not only that,
Right.
but energy companies, stuff like that. There's like 4 million plus people in this country right now without heat, hot water, or electricity. And these are the highest grossing years and months that these energy companies have ever fucking had. Like, and these aren't people in like Florida. I mean, yes, obviously there's people like that in Florida, but these are people in like Idaho, Wisconsin, places where it is fucking freezing ass fucking cold, dude. And these people have nothing because if you don't pay your utilities, they get shut down. Not only that, but if you don't pay your utilities and then you owe on utilities, they will literally hunt you down for fucking ever. Like after I moved out of my apartment when I was living with Rachel and then Rachel died, 3 years later, I got a fucking $800 bill for the electricity she didn't pay after I moved out because somehow it was still in my name. Years later.
Oh, I'm getting a fucking green. I'm getting that green thing that you're getting.
Yeah, it just happened
now.
once though. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it happened once last stream too. But yeah, so
Weird.
it's fucking nuts. Like the city says, sucks to be aware of it, but having a moral compass keeping you from getting rich. I mean, that's basically our issue on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like.
And Axel said when he worked at Chrysler, they were told that if anyone dies on the line, push them aside and keep going. If you stop at 6K per minute, and they need to hit their bottom line. That's just literally cold blooded.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like they don't fucking care, and like people think that the government is like so fucking smart. That's the funny thing about conspiracy theories, right? Is that they're part of a conspiracy theory is that you give the government so much credit.
So much credit, yeah.
Yeah, when they're just a bunch of fucking morons, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
The government has to be like the smart hive mind that is working to trick everybody into being cheap. You know, where it's like
So
the government can't even fucking figure itself out.
Yeah,
like,
it can't even like agree. It can't even fucking finish one conversation without shutting itself down. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What it is like the people who people. It's corporations paying politicians to make laws so that they can get away with shit, and then they go and fucking fund a bunch of crazy stuff. It's all money making schemes, you know. It has nothing like they're not interested in fucking Joe Bob and Sue Bob and fucking all these people, you know. Like, I mean, in the IRS, like, it's a fucking gamble with the IRS. You get audited, and you get fucked because nobody knows how to do their taxes. Who knows how to do your I don't know how to do my taxes. Nobody knows how to do their fucking taxes. You can you either fuck yourself over by using TurboTax. Right.
Well, TurboTax for most people is totally fine.
What do you mean?
TurboTax for us is not fine.
No, dude, I used to use TurboTax for when I had my like W-2s and shit for like a normal job, and they would totally fuck me out of like all sorts of stuff. You know, like I could do it like 3 different ways, and it would like one way I would get like $2,000 back.
Like for the most part, TurboTax should be fine for people. Like I've heard stories of people like they went to like accountants and they got fucked by accountants and then they tried TurboTax and they saved way more.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, well, that's because you got a bad accountant.
Yeah, but it's just like our taxes are fucking difficult and hard.
Oh yeah, there's
yeah, like you just got the fucking YouTube tax sheet.
Yeah, what do they call it? Royalties? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, are they? I wonder if royalties get taxed like worse or different than just money or like, you know. And I don't fucking know.
I don't think so.
I don't know how that shit works. But the thing
it's all income.
Yeah.
But the you know we don't get, the government doesn't take any money from us throughout the year. We need to be paying throughout the entire year, which of course we don't.
Yeah. Well, no income. Not all income is taxed the same way. A bonus is like you get taxed like 40% on a bonus. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, that's why getting a bonus fucking sucks. You want overtime. You don't want a bonus. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I'm sure it's different state
royalties
by state.
are taxed as ordinary income.
Okay,
just so you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Icarus says Happy Mai Tai Day. Is it Mai Tai Day? What's Mai Tai Day?
I don't know.
Just a day where you just drink,
Mai Tais?
you wake up and you get a Mai Tai. But yeah, so I don't know. It's all fucking nuts. It's a mess. The Florida period thing is fucking crazy. The amount of information that the and again, it's not going to doctors. It's going to the fucking like dean or something, you know, the principal or whatever you want to fucking call it. Like, and again, it's like I was listening to Abe Lincoln's Top Hat. They were talking about this, and like the other thing is like, you know, what's this gonna do for, you know, the period blood market, right? You know, like, you know how you go and you take a piss test, you need to get somebody else's pee. Well, what if you're a trans woman and you want to fucking play volleyball, dude? You know, you're gonna have to get Susie Q's fucking period blood so you can bring it in.
Yeah,
you know, like it's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking
insanity.
Nuts.
I was gonna say though, one good thing did happen. You know, in one of the few instances where it's good to bully somebody, Netflix completely backed down on their fucking password cherry thing.
Did they? Okay.
They took it off of their website, says that it was a mistake for it to be put up there. Which of course it fucking wasn't.
Fucking pussies, you know? Dude.
Because they were doing that in other countries. It's not a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they seem to have backed down for the time being, and I'm sure it's not over. Like, I'm sure that they're going to come out with something different, you know, down the line. But the insane strictness that was going to happen seems to have died down.
That's good. Yeah, because that was fucking dumb.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Like we went over it. Well, you know what? We went over that in the Patreon podcast. So for people who like don't know what we're talking about, like essentially Netflix was trying to make it so in order to like
they had come out with an anti-password sharing agenda had a shit ton of rules that were essentially like, now if you have an account, like for example, Mike and I, we share an account and we both pay for half of it.
Yeah.
And then we have like the big account that you can have like 4 screens on or whatever, and you get the best quality.
Mhm.
We would not be able to do that anymore via their new rules, because you had to have a home Netflix residence.
Which means that
So
like they would essentially track your IP address.
that's exactly what they would do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
They would track where your home is, and that is where you can use Netflix. If you are logging in outside of your home, then you have to like get a code, and you can only be logged in for 7 days outside of your home.
Yeah.
And you have to log in on every device at least once a month at home and watch something so that it knows that you're at home with that device.
Yeah. And you know what's fucked up?
Insanity.
You know what's fucked up about this shit is that like what, like, you know, people storm the fucking Capitol, right? People are out there fucking, you know, making abortion laws like it's so fucked, which is another issue that's happening with this period check in Florida, right? If all of a sudden they realize that you're not getting your fucking period anymore and you're pregnant, they're going to fucking mark you and make sure for fuck's sake that you are not going to get an abortion. You know? Because of these fucking crazy abortion laws. All this fucked up shit happens. And you know what we get mad about? Netflix. That's what we get changed.
If you take away the sheep's ability to entertain itself, then you're fucked.
Yeah. We get so fucking mad about Netflix and D&D and shit like that. That we can get changed. But when it comes down to like, you know, rights, basic human rights, basic rights to fucking poverty or to privacy and shit like that, people are like, nah, it's too much work. It's no way we'd ever be able to change that. You know, but Netflix wants to make your life annoying, just annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's like, fuck you, fuck no way. It's the only thing the left and right can agree on. It's like, it's so fucking shitty, dude. Oh my god.
Well, the only reason that Netflix works so well is because it's easier to use than torrenting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, barely.
If torrenting was easier, more people would do it, because it's not hard to torrent. It's not hard to learn to torrent.
It's hard to find a decent site. Like the Pirate Bay, like their torrents are so fucking old, dude. You know, they have torrents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of them are, and I'm sure a lot of the stuff that comes out now is new. You know, like,
yeah, that's true.
I'm sure it's like anything else. Like it gets updated by people. So, you know, the only thing that I think that really keeps Netflix on top is that it's really, really easy to use. Turn on a thing, their UI is great, and you can be watching something in 5 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take away the ability to watch something in 5 seconds, I'm not keeping it.
That's why I don't use Hulu. Fucking hate Hulu, dude. Fuck Hulu.
I only use Hulu because it's better than fucking Crunchyroll still.
It's better than Funimation, that's for sure. Which you still need for certain anime, which we'll get into, but...
Yeah, well, I can't fucking... There's no Crunchyroll app for my TV. So, if I want to watch Crunchyroll, I can either watch it on Hulu, because Hulu has a lot of their stuff, or I have to turn on one of my systems to watch it on there, and that takes more time.
It's very fucking weird. You have a Samsung, don't you? TV?
Yeah.
That's so weird that they don't have Crunchyroll. Because I have a Roku TV. Like, you know, I mean,
dude. I know.
It's a 65-inch 4K TV, but like, it's a Roku TV, so I think it cost me like $250 or something like that. Dude, fuck Roku. Fuck Roku so hard. Can I just get on this for a second? Okay, so I've used a bunch of different TVs. We have a bunch of different TVs in the house. Honestly, like when it comes to remotes and stuff like that, I think the Amazon remotes or the Fire Stick or whatever you want to use, those remotes are fucking dope. Like the best like, because it clicks through things really fucking fast, right? But the Roku, when you're trying to like put in a password, there's such an input lag between what you're fucking hitting and what's actually happening on the screen. It like, oh god, it drives me up a fucking wall, and it's been like that since the original Roku came out, dude. Like, how fucking dumb do you have to be to not fix that UI or like the remote or something? I don't know what it is.
Dude, it's so many things like
And it's
that.
squishy. I
Meeple
don't like
Puppet saying a lot of
squishy.
companies don't have like devices on things because it needs a special app per device, which is
Yeah,
totally
no, it
true.
does. Every
You know,
Crunchyroll app that I use is completely fucking different.
it's all different. It's
Hmm.
so fucking annoying because I have the same issue with like Dropout TV, which I watch a lot too.
Yeah.
And like the only way I can watch it is on Xbox.
Yeah. Well, with
They
the
don't have it on my TV. They don't have it on the PS5, which is what I mainly have plugged in.
yeah,
I have to watch it on Xbox
so weird. Yeah,
or computer, obviously.
so with the Roku Crunchyroll app, I can't skip to the next episode. I have
Dude,
to fast forward all the way
Funimation
to
was
the
like
end.
that forever.
Yeah, I have to fast forward all the way to the end of the fucking episode. But I think
Yeah.
I think Funimation, I think that was like that only on the fucking PS4 or PS5 because on the phone you could skip to the next episode.
I know.
Yeah, it's so
I'm
fucking
aware.
it's so fucking dumb, dude. Because on the on fucking the Amazon TVs and shit like that, you can go to the next episode. Why don't they just put a next fucking episode button on the? I don't know. You know what it is? Because they don't fucking care. Really, that's what it
Yeah.
comes down to. It's just like fuck you. That's basically what they
Well,
what they
and
think.
also because that was probably designed by somebody different who just had a different idea and didn't
12
think
years
about the
ago,
fact-
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Why update
they're
it?
not going to update it unless it literally breaks.
Mhm.
You know, like
It's so fucking dumb. Crunchyroll is
Crunchyroll's
on the PS5.
Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah, it's just having to turn on the system. Speaking of which, I haven't turned on my PS5 since the power went out, so hopefully my data didn't get corrupted or anything. But yeah,
Here's hoping.
because it's been cold. It's fine now, but I mean, I'm in a tank top because we've had the heat on. But yeah, it got down to like -13, dude. It was
Yeah, I saw. It's cold
fucking
here too. Like I'm wearing a
cold.
jacket. You know, I don't
Dude.
wear jackets typically inside.
-13 is like next level cold though. Like
Oh
that's
well, yeah,
like
obviously.
that's like you go outside and the wind just like gently breezes past you and your fingers just like, especially now that I'm
Shrivel up
older,
and die.
like
Yeah.
all of my joints are just like like yeah, -13 is hurts to cough cold. Yeah, it is fucking brutal, dude. But that was only for a couple days. And you know what? It's February. I guarantee you we'll have an 80-degree day this month. I don't think I've gone a single February in 5 years without having an 80-degree fucking day in Massachusetts in February. Like this oh my god. There's one more thing I want to talk about. And I'm gonna see if I can find it really quickly before we get into anime.
Sure.
Did you have any thing that you wanted to talk about specifically before we
Not particularly. No, I mean unless you want to talk about how I got into snooker, but
got
otherwise.
into what?
Snooker.
What the fuck is snooker? Like SNU?
Snooker.
How do you
SNOO.
spell that? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Snooker.
Is that like Snooki's
Snooker.
brother? What the fuck
No,
is okay?
the
What is it?
game, man. It's a billiards game.
Okay.
And I got stuck in a rabbit hole on the snooker YouTube, which is probably why you've seen that on our
I haven't been on
suggested
YouTube in a minute.
page.
What the fuck is that?
Uh,
What the hell? What are
it's-
you talking about?
it's like pool, but so much better in so many ways. What?
How?
You look like you have something you want to say.
How do
what?
you make pool like? I mean, pool is so fucking boring anyway. How do you make it better? Like,
Oh, I love pool. I think pool's great.
what pool?
uh,
Pool is for like. Have you ever met somebody who's like really into pool that's not a fucking douchebag?
Yeah, Grant's dad. is
Okay.
Super into pool.
All right, Grant's dad. I'll give you a fucking break.
He
Grant's
owns
dad.
like his own queue and
No, that makes you a douchebag. Dude,
No,
like,
it doesn't.
If
No,
you
it
show up
doesn't.
to the pool hall and you're like, you got that fucking bag over your arm, you just unzip it and you gotta like screw your fucking shit together. I'm sorry, dude. No way. Like that's so
No,
fucking lame.
Because
It's like
because
assholes who
there
bring
are
their own
different-
bowling balls to the fucking bowling alley and they just.
Okay, I don't know
They
dick about
fucking-
how bowling balls work, but
It's the
like
same deal.
if you have a shitty cue versus a good cue with better wood, it hits better.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like pool is something you do when you're drunk. It's just a way to pass the time while you're drinking
snooker
beer.
is an elegant game. I've watched a lot of professional matches now. All the referees are in like full on suits and shit, and all
Uh-huh.
the players are in like dressed up with like vests and shit. It's very classy.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Is this pool or is this video pool? Like, what is this?
No, it's a completely different game that is played on a similar table. Snooker tables are larger than pool tables. There's more area to cover. And the game is completely different.
Okay, well, you're not giving us a good picture of what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
All right, so yeah,
and don't get into the rules. Nobody cares about the rules. Just
well, then what do you want? What do you want?
Okay, well, I guess maybe like the basic rules. Don't get into like and then you do a trick shot.
The basic rules are, you know how pool has like, what is it, 1 through 15, right? Balls.
I don't fuck sure.
And you hit the cue ball. You hit the cue ball into the triangle, and then you try to get either your stripes or your solids in. That's 8 ball, right? Instead of all of those numbered balls, it's only red balls at the bottom in a triangle.
Okay.
It's only colors for the entire thing. There's 15 red balls on the bottom. There's the white ball that is the cue ball, and there's a bunch of colored ones up top, like a black one, a blue one, yellow one, green one, that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And the way it works is each red ball is worth 1 point. It's a point-based system. And every single ball has its own point score. So like the red ones are all 1, the black one is 9, for example. I think the blue one is like 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
And you have to hit a red ball into a pocket, and then you can hit a different colored ball in. And once you hit a different colored ball in, then you have to hit another red one in before you hit another other colored ball in.
Okay.
And it's about how many points you can get, and whoever gets the most points at the end of the game wins. So if you hit like a perfect game, which would be hitting a red ball in, hitting a black ball in. Oh, and then if you hit the colored balls in that aren't red, they get reset onto the table. So you can hit a red ball in, then hit the black ball in, then hit a red ball in, then hit the black ball again, then hit the red ball in, then hit another black ball in. That's a perfect game. Is if you hit all 15 reds with a black in between, and then you go in order of the rest of the colors.
And you like this? You like watching this?
Mesmerizing to watch.
Are you high while you're watching this?
No, I haven't been high. Well, that's not true. I have been high in the recent weeks, but no, I have not been.
There's something wrong with you.
Fucking awesome about it.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
The entire chat, the entire
fucking
chat is with me on this.
Wow, you guys
dope.
are fucking
Yeah,
losers.
this sounds great. The skill it takes is awesome. It really is neat. Fuck you, Mike.
You guys are fucking nerds. It's like watching somebody play golf. Like, I've watched professional pool, and it literally like makes my dick turtle. Like, I can't think of anything more boring than that, except for golf.
Look up Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's like the master of snooker. He's been playing for, I don't know, decades at this point. And like, this guy hits shots that are insane.
What a loser.
It's so cool.
A fucking boring guy.
It's so fucking cool.
It's
so fucking cool.
Oh my god. Lick the City says, I watch marble racing. No hate from me here. Dude, marble racing sounds fucking fun. That sounds cool. Like, maybe you make your own little marble tracks. You know what I mean? See how fast you can fucking go. Yeah, that's dope. It sounds boring as shit.
We went to Grant's brother's place for dinner on Saturday. And I started talking about snooker, and Grant's brother got all into it. He's like,
that's
yeah, dude, I totally watched that too.
That's Grant's brother. I've never, like, if they're related to Grant. They're the most galaxy brain family in the entire world, dude. Like, they are so, I'm not surprised. This is zero surprise.
It says I'm literally sorting board game components because it calms me down.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We played a board game. I want to play more board games. I have so many board games I need to play with people.
I agree with you. So I did find, okay, so right now there's an old video from 2021 that's circulating on TikTok, and it shows the Amazon smart speaker, who I'm not going to say her name because she always lights up, predicting the start of World War III, and it's this year. A guy asks her when it starts, and she says exactly at 6:05 p.m. on November 23rd, when Russia bombs Germany. This was before the war started in Ukraine.
What?
November 23rd is Thanksgiving Day this year, which feels like World War III for a lot of families. But will we all really be hiding in a bunker together? Blah, blah, blah. It turns out the original recording of the video came from a guy who does this a lot with his smart speaker using a feature called Skill Blueprints. This is where you can set up custom responses. Oh, okay, so he fucking fucked it over. But basically, like, what the fuck? There's a bunch of shit that's going on with World War III, and it's people are freaking out about it. So,
Well, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the snooker championships this year,
oh
then
my God,
it's fine.
I hope that's the only thing that gets nuked. Uh, so, what the fuck? I can't read this without fucking logging it. I hate this shit. So anyway, like basically Putin is all pissy because because America and Germany is sending tanks to Ukraine, right? And I'm not talking about this shit to scare you, right? Because I don't think it's
Sure.
gonna happen,
Yeah.
right? Basically, like we've been watching Russia in this aggression towards Ukraine and how awesome Ukraine has been through this entire thing. The fact that like this dinky little country is fighting back against like this giant fucking monolith of a country, especially in the last century or so. And not winning, but like holding it back perfectly.
Right.
Is fantastic. And like obviously, they wanted to join NATO and the rest of the NATO countries couldn't agree to that because then Putin was like, well, if you do that, then I'm going to go to war with all of NATO. So basically, we've just been aiding Ukraine because honestly, what Russia's doing is fucking wrong. Putin wants the Soviet Union back. He wants the USSR back. He wants all those territories back. And everybody's like, dude, fuck you, Putin. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I have a friend who's in Ukraine right now.
An American or
yeah,
what the hell? What are they doing out there?
He's there with the Red Cross. He's there for like the next 2 months.
That makes sense. Yeah. But
so my other friend Mike from San Diego is there. Yeah.
So Russia's pissed because we're given some good tanks to Ukraine, and there's been basically rumors that like they're escalating the war towards NATO. Putin said something about like, oh, NATO's like calling war on us and blah blah blah. It's not fucking happening. So here's the deal. Like, since what, like 1950, everybody's worried about the threat of nuclear annihilation, and that's that's something that we all have to fucking deal with. And essentially, like, that might have been a problem a long time ago, and it might even still be a problem nowadays. And honestly, once again, it's all greed's fault because there was another compound. So like we use plutonium, right? Because you can make weapons with plutonium. There's another radioactive material, or not radioactive, but nuclear material that was way better for nuclear energy, but you can't make weapons out of it. So they went with plutonium. Right? Yeah, exactly. So instead of using all this fucking nuclear power for nuclear energy and like making the world better,
poorly.
yes, exactly. If anybody remembers the other element or whatever, metal or whatever it was, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, so no, it wasn't strontium. But yeah, like I want people to know that like Putin is a fucking bitch. Like this guy.
I like it when you get onto the Putin is a bitch rant.
He is. He's a little fucking bitch. There's no way that because if he was a maniac like Kim Jong Il was, right? Like Kim Jong Il was a fucking nut job. No, it's not. It's not uranium either. It's not a commonly known thing. I think it started with an A or something, whatever. But anyway, like if he was a nut job like Kim Jong Il, right? Like Kim Jong Il was a fucking maniac.
How to make how to make a nuclear reactor,
or look at best element for nuclear reactor,
best element
or nuclear power,
nuclear.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that like Putin is a man who wants things. Putin wants power. Putin wants land. Putin wants other people to fear Putin. And when you're that kind of person, you're not going to start dropping nukes, because the second you drop nukes, all the nukes are going to get dropped on you and you're going to fucking die. And Putin doesn't want to fucking die. Putin is afraid.
It does say uranium.
Is it uranium? I don't know. There was another.
But uranium also seems bad.
What elements are used as a catalyst for nuclear reactors?
Or clean energy alternatives to uranium. Here we go.
Yeah. That might be The one I was looking. Well, I think it
Thorium
was
is one of
thorium. Yeah, it
them.
was thorium. Thank you, Origami Paper Cut. Appreciate you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
thorium
was
is the one
thorium.
that showed up here because
Yep.
this is like 4 alternatives: thorium, solar power, natural gas, and hydrogen. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume it's
thorium. It was thorium. Yeah, Axel says no one to worship you if everyone is dead. Exactly. So like Putin is not going to start fucking dropping bombs. Like we are, I think honestly, when it comes to war, I think we're past that. I don't think we're in like what were we talking about? The like sixth generation warfare, fifth generation warfare with fucking dumbass piece of shit fuckface General Michael Flynn.
Oh
I think
yeah.
real warfare at this point is going to be, it's going to be a lot of drones, it's going to be a lot of fucking hacking, right? Like you
Oh,
hack
totally.
into
Yeah.
financial systems and power grids and all that kind of shit, you can just fucking ruin a country just like that, you know. We're
Dude, I mean, that's what election fucking tampering is.
Yeah.
Like, it's trying to. It's an online war to try to make a country less stable.
Yeah,
You know,
it doesn't make any sense to blow shit
it's
up.
what the
It doesn't.
fucking
Yeah.
Americans have been doing in South America for eons.
Yeah,
Like,
it literally doesn't make any sense to fucking drop nukes at all. You know, it's a deterrent at this point. And the thing is too is that the nukes that we have now are so different from the nukes that we fucking dropped on Japan. The ones that we have now could just blow up Japan. You know,
well, yeah, I
not
would
just like a
fucking
not like a
assume that it's a little different at this point. Yeah.
well, yeah, because we went from just regular nuclear bombs to like thermonuclear bombs to like hydrogen bomb, like we have ridiculously powerful fucking nukes now. You know, they're not
Yeah.
exactly tactical, right? Though we do probably have tactical nukes. But yeah, economic warfare, like, you know, fucking all that kind of stuff's way
Yeah, I
more.
assume our nukes are like drill bits. They go up by like an eighth of an inch. You know, like we got the entire fucking row.
Yeah. Cole says oxygen destroyers. Never even heard about that. Sounds fucking nuts. But yeah, like, I mean, the
Sounds
fact
awful.
is that we know now, thanks to human experimentation done on like the Bikini Islands and all sorts of stuff, like what nuclear fallout can do, and basically how, like, I mean, the human race wants to survive. Not all of us want to have kids and shit like that, but like in general, the human race wants to survive. The worst thing that you can do to the
Yeah.
human race is fucking nuke everything because we can't live like that, right? Like, so why would anybody do that? Basically, like the idea is relax. I mean, we're already dealing with kind of like one of the worst case scenarios when it comes to you know, culture war, right? Like that everybody's always talking about the fucking culture war. Oh, it's a Godzilla reference. Sorry, I'm an idiot. But yeah, like the culture war, the shit that we're dealing with domestically here at home, where you have the insane evangelical like right conservatives, and then you have the like neoliberal fucking nightmares, you know, like, and they're on the absolute far end of the spectrum. And then you have these centrists, which are centered to the right, and then you have just like people with open minds, you know,
Yeah,
people
well,
that
I
are
mean,
relatively chill.
America as a whole is centered to the right. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like the entire fucking political spectrum is all over to one side compared to
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
Yeah, and the fucking Republicans are Nazis and the Democrats are fucking pussies. You know what I mean? Like the Democrats will never get anything done because they always feel like they have to be like, well, both sides, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like the Proud Boys are really bad, but Antifa's also bad, you know? Like we just want to make everybody happy so they'll vote for us. And it's like, no, you're not making anybody happy. You're being fucking pussies. You guys fucking suck. You know, like all you like people, like the hands are in the pockets of the Democrats just as bad as they are in the fucking Republicans. And honestly, at least the
Yeah,
Republicans
absolutely.
don't give a fuck about showing it. You know, they literally, they might as well wear T-shirts at Congress that say "fuck you" and everybody else too. You know, and like it's just a fucking nightmare. So anyway, guys, don't worry about World War III. You keep hearing things about World War III unless Biden comes on the fucking TV and on fucking Twitter and says we are at war. Don't worry about it. Basically, there's no fucking point. It's a waste of time. And I know that it's really been bothering a lot of people because there's been shit about it all over the internet. And you have the accelerationists, you have the black pilled fucks, you got the red pilled fucks that are like, sure, it's going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen. Relax. But Tyler, I feel like it's
Yeah.
time to ask you the most important question of the week. How was your anime week?
Thank you for waking me up.
How was it?
Well, it's been pretty solid, I
Yeah.
would say. I caught up on Vinland Saga, which I'm still enjoying.
Hmm.
Although a new episode comes out today, so I guess I'm no longer caught up. Probably out right now.
Yeah.
But that show's still fun. I don't know if we're gonna do another video on it. I don't know if there's enough to talk about.
Or get excited
Uh,
about.
or get excited about. Yeah,
You seem bummed out.
yeah. Well, I really like Vinland Saga.
Hmm.
Uh, but I just don't think there's another video in there. Uh, but I did find out. So I've done some research on Truck-kun because I want to do a Truck-kun video,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
The wild history of Truck-kun, and it turns out that Truck-kun has his own manga
Oh, okay.
from the perspective of the truck.
You know, I think I've heard about that. I think somebody told me about that, and it slipped
So
my mind.
after Trigun, that's on my list to read.
All right. Okay. Okay. Do you know when the Truck-kun manga came out? Oh,
I don't.
Is it the Rant Cafe one? Do they have?
I don't know enough about it to tell you what it is and what it isn't.
I think the Rant Cafe guys actually wrote like an isekai or something like that. I can't remember.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know that they were doing
Hold on.
something like that.
Manga about the truck
Here we go. This is
that
Tyler's amazing
kills
audio.
everyone. Let's go. Dude, Truck-kun Wikipedia.
Oh my god. Truck-kun has its own wiki. We don't even
It
have our
sure
own
does.
wiki. Oh my god.
Sure does. It has this excellent this excellent image on there for you of a guy getting hit by a truck. But it's not an anime guy. It's just
No, this is like clip art.
Yeah, it's just like clip art.
This looks like shit. Sorry, guy who drew that. Looks like ass. You did a bad job.
In isekai manga, the idea of being sent to a new world by being killed by a truck became so common it turned into a meme. So there you go. That's the caption underneath there. But yeah, so I'm gonna look up all that stuff and start doing stuff for that episode. I watched the newest episode of Trigun last night, which was very fucking good. That show, people who aren't watching it are missing it. That's all I'm saying.
I still haven't started it.
Yeah, you're fucking up. You should watch it because you're gonna like it. It's
Right.
that good.
I mean, I just want to.
Really fucking good.
You know how I am. I like to wait until everything.
Yeah, you like to wait
over.
until it's all done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good though.
But it's very fucking good. Every episode seems to be better. I can kind of see because again, it's not the same as the original, not even fucking close. But it's hitting a lot of the same beats, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wolfwood is very much the same style of figure that he is in the original.
Yeah.
He's a little more like cut down or run down in this one, and he feels less like I feel like in the original, Wolfwood sort of does have like a priestly aspect to him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have that here. Like he just sort of looks like a priest, like somebody that stole the priest's clothes.
Okay.
More than anything else.
That'd be a cool guy.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I don't know why you'd want to dress like a child molester. Actually, but whatever. Yeah. They're all child molesters, Tyler. Every one of them. Every single one of them. All right. So Wolfwood.
Yeah. So he's really fun to look at, but it's interesting to see what's going to happen. But a lot of the same story beats are still in there. Like oh no, I'm gonna spoil the original Trigun here. But in it, Wolfwood ends up killing a child that is basically
told you
against them.
What do they say? They're all fucking child molesters, fucking child killer, dude. Child was gonna talk. The kid was gonna talk. He was gonna fucking.
I mean, the kid was a gung ho gun, if I'm not mistaken.
What is murder if not the ultimate molestation? Says Axel.
Yeah,
True.
And while it's not exactly a kid in this one, he definitely kills somebody who's essentially a kid. Okay. And it's very much the same idea of like, well, this is completely different, but also very much the same. So I like that it's staying true to the ideas of Trigun, even though it feels like a very different story.
Interesting.
Which means that it will be good to make a video on it, I think, because it's going to be... This is entirely unique, and yet if you've watched Trigun or read Trigun, it will feel like Trigun.
Speaking of Trigun, we should do the movie for a viewing party this week.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the Badlands, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Trigun Badlands. Yeah, I'm super down for that. I haven't made the schedule for February yet, but
Okay.
I need to do that today.
Yeah, we should
I'm
we should
totally
watch
down
it
to do
because we
that.
haven't seen it.
A comparison video would be a good one. Yeah, so the idea is that I want to make a comparison video on the manga and the new anime. And also, if it makes sense to, then we'll bring in the old anime as well. I think it will make sense at least in some respects, but
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
mean,
the original Trigun didn't follow the manga either, so,
I think that's a good
they're
thing to
all
bring up though. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
think so too.
yeah, just make a big video. Just make a big ass video. It's
It's gonna be a
fine.
big ass video. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a big ass video. I expect it to be, another one of the like 40-minute, 45-minute videos.
for sure.
So it'll be a good one. That's been fun. And then I've been watching Hozuki's Coolheadedness, which I told you about. It's the one where it takes place in all the different hells of Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yeah, I
okay?
need to. Yeah, I mean that's a fun show, but I need to torrent it. There's so much. Honestly, I think you would like the show a lot. There's so much Japanese culture in it that
Okay.
like I need to watch it with my phone out so I can look things up and what it's about. Because there's so many different like there's so many different myths that are in it. There's so many different types of hells that I don't know about that are in it. And
Mm.
they're just referencing these things like one after another after another. It's the type of thing where it's like when I'm watching it, it's fun to watch, but if I want to watch it and take notes, I'll be stopping it every 10 seconds.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta, yeah, send me that because I gotta check that out. Sounds really cool. Have you been
Yeah, I
watching
think you
any?
would enjoy it.
Have you been watching Bofuri season 2?
Oh fuck! I forgot that was coming out. Shit,
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that this week. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but I
definitely
bet
want
you
to
will.
watch Bofuri season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
that's gonna be great.
Bofuri. I what maxed out my
I didn't
defense
want to
because I
get
didn't want
hurt,
to get
so I
hurt.
maxed out my
Yeah,
I didn't want to
yeah.
get hurt, so I maxed out my defense.
I
Yeah,
see.
I'm 1,000% gonna watch that, dude.
Nice.
Fucking Maple, best isekai character of the last 20
Oh
years.
my god,
Easy,
last 20
easy,
years, dude. I
easy.
don't know about 20 years. Wow.
No, I mean, that show is just good fun and stupid and
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. I've been thinking about watching season 2 honestly because I did like
It
that
is
show.
yeah, it's a good pick me up, you know.
It's so basic. You know, like when it comes to
Yeah,
like isekai, it is like wait, it's not even really an isekai, right? Because they're
it's not.
still
It's
not
just a video game.
yeah, they're just playing a video game. Yeah.
They're just
Right?
playing
They're
a
not
video game.
stuck
They
in
go
it.
back to real life. They go back to work or back to school and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But Maple going from like this, innocent girl who knows nothing about video games. This is her first video game, and just like failing upwards into special abilities that nobody else has that makes her OP is
Mm.
great.
That's the other way that you make a lot of money is failing upwards, just being shitty at everything because
Mm-hmm.
eventually you'll just become CEO because they're shitty at everything too. Sorry.
Yep.
So yeah, speaking of isekai, we watched the Vision of Escaflowne movie,
We sure
which man, so we did it as a viewing party. Yeah, Buggy the Clown, exactly. Buggy the Clown is a perfect example of just failing upwards into becoming a fucking warlord of the sea. Spoilers, I guess. But anyway, so fucking man, like
like Icarus says, that movie happened.
it did happen. So
It happened to all of us.
So when I was talking, I tweet generally here and there about what I'm watching and stuff like that. And I was watching The Vision of Escaflowne. I loved it. It was fucking awesome. It was super good. And everybody was like, "Oh, you got to watch the movie. You got to watch the movie. You got to watch the movie." And I was like, "All right." So like I had started the movie one night. I fell asleep about 40 minutes into it. But what I had watched was really fucking good. You know, the animation was sick. There was a lot of action. There was like, all the characters were very different. And so I went into it very like ready for an awesome movie and to show
High
everybody an awesome movie.
expectations.
Yeah, high
Yeah.
expectations. And I kind of gave everybody else high expectations too. And then it turns out that like when I fell asleep was like, it makes sense I fell asleep there because it got very boring for a little while. And then it just goes insane. Literally
Yeah.
nothing at all made any fucking sense.
Nothing
No
made
motives made
sense.
fucking sense. Escaflowne didn't make any fucking sense. Though I will say that Escaflowne was really fucking cool because it was like bleeding all over the place. It was dope. It was way
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like an Ava in that than in the actual anime. the movie completely ignores the actual bad guy and replaces the bad guy with somebody else. Like it's a complete just fucking mess. Like it is an absolute mess. I don't know why people were trying to get me to watch that movie. I don't think any of us like liked it. I think all of us were like, oh, this is, it was great looking. Like there was some cool parts. The soundtrack was
It
really
was fun
good.
to watch with a group.
Yes, but
It was a good viewing party experience.
yeah, it was just a
Uh,
fucking mess, dude.
Jack
Okay.
showed me another fucking anime. It's more of an ecchi, I would say.
Hmm.
It's a DVD that they have, but it just says, I can't remember the fucking name of it, but on the back it says roses are red, violets are blue. This is a show about panties.
Is it the one where the chick wears underwear on her head?
I don't remember, to be honest, but
Okay.
like they were like, this is up your alley for your viewing parties.
Yeah, that sounds great. Hell yeah, I'm into it. Um, yeah, the Vision of Escaflowne movie was a nightmare. So then after that, we watched the first episode of Vision of Escaflowne. Tyler didn't make that, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
had to get back for I don't remember what I was doing that night, but I had something that was going on like half an hour to an hour after, and we were at Jack's place, so I had to get home.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Like the first episode, like I just wanted to show people like how fucking different it was, because in the movie
Mm-hmm.
the main girl is like fucking suicidal and shit like that, and in the show she's like just a normal girl on the track team, like being cool,
Just
she likes
fine.
a boy,
Yeah.
like yeah, and like then this dude like comes into her fucking world by accident. He's fighting a dragon and shit. It's pretty dope. And like the guy is such an asshole in the movie. Oh, and they ham fist the romance in the movie too, so bad, dude. The movie is so fucking wild. Bronte said she started rewatching the series. Bless you. But yeah, that was a wild ass movie. As far as me, what I'm watching right now, so I've been doing an isekai dumpster dive. That's really what
Oh,
I've been.
interesting.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've just
Dude,
been
great name for a
sampling.
video.
Yeah. I've just been sampling a ton of fucking isekai, and if I like it, I'll stick with it. There's been plenty of them that I was just like, this is kind of shit. Like a bunch of like, demon lord gets reincarnated and stuff like that, which I guess
Mm-hmm.
isn't even a
Mm-hmm.
fucking isekai, really. It's just a fantasy anime. There's been like 5 of those, but I finally found one that really got me. How's Maid War? Oh, I finished Maid War, dude. Maid War was fucking. Oh, I didn't talk about that. Oh my god. Okay,
No, I don't know what Maid War is.
Akiba Maid War. We talked about it a little bit when I had started watching it.
Mm.
I'll get back to the isekai in a minute. Akiba Maid War is fucking fucked. That show is so fucked up, right? It is a hard hitting yakuza drama that
Okay.
is, but the yakuza families are all maids. So it said doesn't say anything
Oh,
about
you did
yakuza.
tell
Yeah,
me about this. We
yeah.
did talk about
So
this.
there's
Yeah.
like a bunch of different families. There's like the
Yeah,
space
yeah, yeah, yeah.
characters, and then there's the
And like
animal
each cafe is
characters.
like a different family,
Yeah,
right?
or a different like subsect of the families, and it's like there's comedy to it, but then it just gets so fucking real, dude. Like it gets so fucking real, and it is like the ending is absolutely brutal. It is so fucking brutal, dude. Dude, the last scene of that fucking anime, I was like, are you shitting the fuck out of me, dude? Like, this is intense. It's fucking nuts, man. It is really weird. I highly, highly, highly recommend watching Akiba Maid War. It's a one and done. It's a one and done season. So you
Oh,
get
okay.
all of it in that first season. It's already out. Yeah, it was fucking metal, dude. It honestly, like for a show with the premise that fucking stupid, in like certain episodes that are goofy as fuck, like it gets so fucking real, and it's super badass. I love that show. So anyway, Isekai Dumpster Dive. I finally landed on an isekai that I thought I would really like. It's called Adi Frueta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. In the first episode, like really good, dude. So basically, it's kind of the same setup ish as Shield Hero, where like this
Okay.
person is summoned by the church to
Right.
protect the world, yada yada. But in this case, it was like a whole class. It was like a whole school class, right?
Okay.
So they end up. JM says I've been telling you about this for years. Yeah. We'll get to how I feel about the show. What's up, Alchemy? But yeah, so fucking I the first episode's fucking sick, right? So you got this guy again, commonplace. He's like the weakest dude of the party. All he can do is like Full Metal Alchemist type shit, right? Where he
Okay.
can like make rock do things, but
Okay.
like
All
not
right.
that great. So they end up down on the 65th floor of a dungeon, and
Like an earthbender.
yeah, a little bit, but like a shitty one. Um,
Right.
so they end up getting like cornered by a behemoth on this giant bridge, and then they get trapped between that and a skeleton army, and the kid falls off the bridge, and he falls way, way, way deep down into the dungeon. And when he's down there, it's like pitch black. There's a bunch of fucked up monsters, and all of a sudden this bear comes out of nowhere and fucking cuts rips his arm off, dude. Like blood everywhere. He's freaking. He's like really scared. Like voice acting is really good. And he's like freaking out. And he's like trying to get away from this fucking thing. And he like basically earth bends his way through a wall and shit. And this bear is like
Mm.
desperately trying to get after him. He ends up in this like hole, and he's like, "How am I gonna survive? Like I'm bleeding out. Like blah blah blah." And then he sees the stone above him, and it's like a magic stone. He heals all wounds. He drips water, and he drinks water and shit. Whatever. So he decides like while he's sitting down there, he's like, I'm gonna get my way, I'm gonna get out of here, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get out of here. um and
Sure, why not? He found the senzu bean of rocks,
yeah,
so you know.
literally, yeah. So he fucking traps some monsters and then kills him and starts eating him, right? And because he needs
Okay.
food, but it
Sure.
like this grants him like more levels and like powers and stuff. So each time he eats a monster, he like gets one of their powers and shit. So like he starts
I
going,
see. So
he
he starts sliming it like
kind of, yeah, he gets like really badass. But he gets like he's all like fucking angry and shit now, right? Because he realized that the reason he fell off the bridge is because one of his own classmates shot him off the bridge. Like it wasn't an
oh
accident.
wow. Dick
Yeah, he
move.
remembers it while he's down there. So then his hair turns white and shit like that, and eventually he makes himself like a metal arm, and he makes himself a fucking revolver and shit like that because he can do all the earthbending stuff, and then he fills it with
Okay.
magic bullets, and he just becomes like a fucking badass, right? He's obviously overpowered isekai main character. So he
Right.
gets
Yeah,
down,
obviously.
and he decides to keep going down because he can't get back up, right?
So
So
there's only one way to go.
yeah, exactly. He's like, there's got to be a teleport at the bottom. So he goes down, and he ends up in front of this door, and he kills the bosses in front of the door, and then he finds this vampire girl who's like a lolly, but she's 300 years old. Don't worry.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
she's all imprisoned and stuff, and he lets her out, and she like falls in love with him, and I was like, whatever, okay, like whatever. You got one character, and now they're like a couple. It's no worse than No Game No Life. You know what I mean? In fact, it's better
Okay.
than No Game No Life at this
Yeah,
point.
most things are.
Yeah. So
It's
shut up. That's like your favorite anime, dude. You were
not my
on the
favorite anime.
you were on
I
the No Game
love
No Life for
the
so long.
aesthetic. I love the aesthetic of that anime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I still have a file from that show that's just backgrounds
Yeah.
that we can use
It's
for
just
thumbnails.
trash. It's a trash anime
But,
for
but
sure.
the show is fucking trash, but fuck did I think that's Madhouse. They made it look so good.
Yeah, it's a wild looking show. So anyway, so there's this girl, but like the action is really good, like I thought like the D&D kind of components to it was good. And then they get down to the bottom, and they get like this god tier magic, and the guy decides that he, no matter what, like he becomes edgelord kun, like he's like the edgiest
Edgelord
fucking
Kun.
edgelord of all time. He decides he hates anybody who gets in his way, he's just gonna fucking murder him, and he's gonna go kill the gods so he can go home, and he's gonna bring his little girlfriend with him. But then
Okay.
he gets, and I'm like, all right, this is a cool setup. Like, I'm excited to see where this goes. And then he gets out of this fucking dungeon, and waiting for him there is like a big titty bunny girl. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Why not?
So
Why not?
eventually teams up with this big titty bunny girl, and I'm like, all right, I can already see the way that this is fucking going, dude. He's gonna have a harem, and the next thing he does is he ends up like fucking a dragon up the ass with a giant pole. Right, and then the dragon is
What?
like, yeah, and then
What?
the dragon's like, oh, like all of a sudden it starts talking, and it's like, please take it out of me. When I turn back into a human, I'm gonna die. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. So then you get a darkness.
There
So
you
there's
go. I
so
found a
there's
picture of all the fucking backgrounds that I have from No Game
that's
No
that's
Life.
quite a lot. That's quite a lot. So yeah, so you get a darkness
Yeah.
character. And then like it's just like, yeah, it really did just turn into like a shitty harem isekai. But I'm still watching it because there's 2 seasons. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching. I don't think I've been watching anything else. Um, so let's get into
Yeah,
video
I'm telling you
games.
though, you should start the first episode of Hunters because you'll like it.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm just saying.
I got to keep watching anime because we got to get ready for
I
this
I
year.
know, I know, I know. I'm just saying you should watch the first episode because you'll like it.
Okay,
Anyway,
video games, Ty.
yeah,
Tell
video
me about it.
games. So, Fire Emblem Engage, still
Yeah,
working
how
my
is
way
it?
through that. It's good. I'm kind of annoyed because I didn't like. I've been playing it like while watching stuff, because you don't need a ton of attention for Fire Emblem,
No,
to
it's
be
a tactical
perfectly honest with
RPG.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed that one of my characters died and then saved over it.
Oh shit, you fucked up.
So I lost one of my good characters and I was kind of annoyed by that.
Yeah.
It's like one of the characters that like they don't die, they're still around. They're just like, "Oh, I have to retreat" because like they're important to the plot,
Oh
you
what?
know?
Okay.
So they're still there. I just can't fucking use them, which is
Mhm.
even more annoying in my book. It's like you're right fucking here. I can see you.
Voice cracked. Right fucking here.
You're right fucking here. And I can goddamn see you anytime I go back to like the hub world, but I can't fucking use you. I'm annoyed by it. But yeah, it's it's a good game. I can't tell how far into that game I am.
That's fair.
I don't know. I feel like I've put in a good amount of hours, and I feel like I can't tell if I'm close to the end or if I'm halfway through. I have no idea if I'm even halfway through. The
Okay.
only thing I know is that you get skill points, and you can use skill points to get inherited skills from the different emblems. So you can like inherit skills from Ike or inherit skills from Marth or Lucina or whoever,
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten enough skill points on any character to get like the best skills on any of them.
Okay.
So while playing through the entire game with characters that are holding emblem rings, I haven't gotten enough skill points to do that. So there must still be a good amount left.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know how far Devon's got, but I don't know if she's. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like when you level up into a new class, your level resets to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say like how far you are because like some of my people are like level like 25 and then others are like level 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening, like who's like leveled up the most and who's not leveled up the most. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I was looking it up. This Fire Emblem game is the worst rated game since like Awakening or something like that. I don't remember.
Awakening was highly rated.
Well, I can't. Whatever the worst rated game was.
I don't know. But
hold
it's
on.
rated. It's badly rated. Interesting. Well, again,
not badly rated. It's like an 80 on Metacritic, but it's like
okay.
the worst rated Fire Emblem game in a while.
Yeah, it's probably. I would imagine Fates was. Well, it's hard to say because Fire Emblem has a new fan base. They're expecting new things, especially with. I mean, I would say most likely that Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn.
Yeah.
Radiant Dawn. That was on like the
now,
GameCube, wasn't it?
I don't know, something like that. But as of now, Fire Emblem Engage is the lowest rated mainline Fire Emblem game on Metacritic since Radiant Dawn, and the second lowest rated Fire Emblem game overall.
It's weird. I'm pretty sure Radiant Dawn is the one with Ike. I'm pretty sure it is, which is weird because everybody fucking loves that one now.
Yeah, but anyway, I feel better about my opinion on this game because the ratings are much lower than normal Fire Emblem.
Well, here's the problem though, is that Fire Emblem got such a new crowd with specifically Three Houses. Because the Switch install base is fucking insane, which is why I think Nintendo isn't like talking about a new console, because they know for a fact that if it isn't the Switch but better, they're not going to have they're going to have to switch over that install base. So like when you have a console that's sold millions and millions and millions and millions of units, it's very scary for a company to put out another one because, I mean, look at the PS5. They're not putting down dick for the PS5 because so many people have PS4s. Like it's like the PS5 has
every PS5 game is a PS4 game.
Yeah, it's like and they did that for the PS2 and the PS3. And that's why the PS3 didn't do fucking shit. I mean,
But
don't get me
honestly,
wrong, it was also $700.
you give me a Switch 2 that is like much better, I'll buy it. I'll get it.
Steam Deck
100%.
level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But it has to be at that level.
yeah. Yeah, it's got to be. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything because it's gonna have fucking Zelda on it. You know, you know
Well,
what I
it
mean?
has
Like,
to be a fucking significant improvement. It has to be 1080p at least. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. No, I totally. The fact that that screen is still 720p just fucking. Oh my god,
it's
dude.
mind blowing. It's
So
fucking mind blowing.
and how long has
Uh,
the Switch been out? Like
7
7
years,
years,
6
something like
years.
that.
Yeah,
It's too long, too long.
a long ass time.
Enough with the Switch. Let's go. Let's move it up. Let's get it together.
Yeah, give us the Switch back. I don't care what it's called.
Switch
Like,
back.
yeah, I don't care.
The
Like,
Swatch.
I love the idea of the Switch. I like having a mobile gaming system that is like a primary system
Yeah.
for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Do that again, but better.
Yeah. Make it more ergonomic, dude. Don't give me these shitty
Yeah.
fucking Joy-Cons that hurt my hands. So I have to buy
Yeah.
something to put the fucking Switch in so I can play it like a normal fucking controller. It's fucking obnoxious. Yeah,
I do like my controller,
which
my,
what controller?
like custom ones. I can't remember what company they. Do I have my Switch?
Is it a
No, I
thing
don't.
you put your Switch in?
No,
Oh.
it's just different Joy-Cons.
Oh, those
that
ones,
are
the
bigger.
Oyos or whatever that I told you
Yeah,
about.
I think you have them too.
I do.
Yeah.
They broke though. They like stopped
Oh.
vibrating or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
mine are good.
I've been playing only one game, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. I started it finally.
Okay.
I decided that last week was going to be the week that I because I said during Patreon month I was going to take 1 week to myself. That was the week that I started, that I took to myself. I mean, I think I put like 60 hours into it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's fucking awesome. It is a really awesome game.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I still
fucking
haven't played it.
it's
so-
fucking real good. The problem is
You're playing on PC?
playing on PC, yeah.
Okay.
It's still super fucking buggy. Like there are bug problems. All of them can be fixed by saving and reloading in. That's all. You know, you
Okay.
just hit save game.
I still haven't played that game because it still hasn't been like good.
It will never be
enough
optimized.
games.
It'll never be
Yeah.
optimized. Like there's no
but I
fucking
have
way.
heard, even from all the way back to the beginning, people are like, it's buggy as shit. Fuck, is it fun?
Yeah, it's
You know,
super
like-
awesome. Like, and it's, I mean, to this day, it is like the most graphically intensive game. That's a problem because I have a solid rig and $1,000 fucking graphics card, and I still can't fucking put the ray tracing on if I want 60 frames per second.
Wow.
At least not in 4K. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So like when I'm playing on my big TV in 4K, I need to keep the ray tracing off. I can play on Ultra. I can have whatever the Psycho thing is on Psycho, but I have to turn off the ray tracing. And like the ray tracing really does make the game super duper fucking cool looking. Like really, really, really cool looking.
Yeah, yeah.
It still looks great in 4K without the ray tracing, with everything on high and Psycho.
See, here's my problem, right? Is like I don't want to play it on my computer.
Why?
I like playing. I've become more of a console person in the last, couple years.
Well, you have a
'Cause I
TV
work
right
on my
there.
computer.
Just run a cable from your computer to your TV, like an HDMI. And that's what I do. So I lay in
it's a long
bed.
ass cable.
I lay in bed and I have a 50-foot HDMI cable. I just run the HDMI
But I
into
mean,
my
I
TV.
want to play it on my fucking 65-inch in the living room.
Just get a 100-foot HDMI cable. All you gotta do is bring it in there and plug it right in.
Yeah, but I don't even know if my if my controller would still connect to my computer in here and play in there.
You could get a Bluetooth receiver.
I have one.
No, what I mean is you could get like a Bluetooth bouncer. So like what it would, like you put it in your doorway or something like that, and it would.
See, that's too much work at this point.
Well, I mean, it already costs fucking $2,000 to play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have that for work. Like I already have the $2,000+ that it takes to play the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to enjoy playing it and not sit here while I'm playing it. I want to be able to fucking play in the other room.
Well, lay down and play it in your bed. That's what I do. And that's a 1080p screen, right? That you have over there
I don't know.
Behind
I need
you?
to replace that anyway.
with that little TV.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that's 1080p, I guarantee you can run the ray tracing on it in 1080p. It's the 4K
Probably.
it's the 4K that fucks it up.
I just need to get rid of that. It's not technically a TV. It's technically a monitor.
Right.
So it doesn't have a fucking remote control, which is really annoying.
Yeah. They have speakers?
So yeah, it has speakers, but it doesn't have.
That's rare for a monitor. Usually
It's super
monitors
rare
don't have
and super
speakers.
weird.
Weird.
But yeah, like Jack even looked it up because they were gonna buy me as a gift. They were gonna buy me the fucking remote for that fucking TV, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, it's a monitor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, but they didn't know that at the time.
oh,
You know.
I see. But yeah, the like the game is fucking awesome. I've only gotten one T-pose. It was for like half a second. But like yeah, there's definitely bugs. There's definitely glitches that happen. Like when you're using like certain things, or like for instance, I have this weapon that's like it's literally a dildo. And it's like
Hmm.
it's like the most powerful fucking blunt weapon. So with blunt weapons, you don't kill people. You just like knock them out. Um,
Okay.
but like, so when you pull it out, the thing fucking vibrates. It vibrates your whole controller because of the fucking
Oh
dildo's a
wow.
vibrator, right? But then when I switch to my mantis blades, my controller's still vibrating. It's obnoxious, you know?
Oh,
Like
that
just
that
little
sucks. I hate
shit
that. Yeah.
like that. That's fucking annoying, you know? But other than that, like it is a gorgeous game. I would say that like it's weird because there's like a lot more to do in it, like as far as like mission wise and all sorts of stuff like that, than Grand Theft Auto, but it's not as like it's like a I don't even know. Like I'm 60 hours into the game. The final mission is ready for me to play, and it's been ready for me to
Right.
play since like I mean I could have gotten to the final mission like no fucking problem in like 20 hours probably.
Okay.
Um, but there's so much other shit to do. That's
Right.
really cool and really fun, and wacky and stuff like that. Like I just found this like random in the middle of the desert. I found a dude buried up to his neck, dead, with like a camera facing him, and then like next to it was like this thing, this like message that he was like sending to his brother. And it turns out like that dude, that random fucking head that's dead, was like the guy who like killed their parents and just got out of jail and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like a Skyrim type
Weird.
scenario, or like a Fallout type
Yeah.
scenario. There like and there's little like hidden things like that all over the place. It's a pretty big ass fucking map. Um, but like even now I'm learning things still about the game. Like I'm like I just found out like that I could just like go into the map and change it so I could see where all the fucking jobs are. Like before I was just
Oh,
running into them
that's useful.
randomly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's so it's so like it's such a big game mechanics wise. Like it does take a while to like get into it. Like it's literally almost like Monster Hunter complex, like
Oh wow.
for whatever reason. Like you know I mean you have these like hacking things, um that is it's essentially like magic, right? So you can do
Hmm.
like magic powers, or you can do fucking you can be like a ninja, you can be a fucking brawler, you can like use all sorts of guns and stuff like that, and like you can play everything stealth, you can, which is super hard. You can play
I
every
do like stealth games.
yeah, no, like like the stealth aspect of it, like if you really want to go fucking stealthy, like there's always a stealth option. There's always a stealth
Hmm.
plan to get through things. And it's just like it's just really really fucking really good. JM says I've been having a blast hanging out with the Mexicans. What are you playing it on? You're playing it on PS5, I imagine.
I assume
I
so.
thought the PS5 broken or version was fucking broken as fuck. Maybe they fixed it. They also, for the record, have cross compatibility saving. So if you own it on your PC and
Oh,
you own
that's
it on
nice.
PS5, you can just transfer your save constantly,
Well,
which is really cool.
if it works on PS5, I'll buy it on PS5.
Origami, Papercut,
Uh,
Meeple, and JM say it all works good on PS5.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I would be
Yeah,
interested in playing on PS5 too,
because
because the PS5 might be able to do the ray tracing.
PS5 that I can play out there easy. Don't have to buy anything,
Yeah.
and I get to use the PS5 controller, which I like, and it's
Mm.
good stuff.
Oh, Meeple Puppet says they haven't played it yet. That's all right though. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. Cyberpunk. I'm excited to check out Edge Runners, the anime now. I feel like you kind of need to know what's going on in Cyberpunk to really get the whatever's going on in the anime. There's so much shit, dude. It's so weird. It's such a fucking weird game. Keanu Reeves is like constantly.
Oh my god, I forgot that he was even in that.
He's like the second main character. Like, it's not like you
Oh,
just
wow.
like run into Keanu Reeves. Like, Keanu Reeves is there throughout the entire fucking game.
damn.
Yeah, it's funny because like Keanu is such a bad voice actor. You know, like he just is Keanu Reeves is always Keanu Reeves. You
He
know?
always is, yes.
And he's old now, so he
So I
like
was like, yeah, come on,
yeah.
let's go.
I don't know what you're talking about when you're thinking
I don't
about
know what
things.
you're talking about.
Was this, you know, when I'm talking
We gotta
about
get out of here. He always has the same tone throughout everything.
Well, you know, he has a serious tone, and then he has his, like, I'm in a less serious movie. And his less serious movie is like, whoa, this is nuts.
Well,
man.
yeah, his less
That's the
serious
way
movie
I'm
is
talking about.
Bill and Ted, yeah.
Yeah, or like anything else.
Yeah,
But
he's either going, whoa, or whoa. You know, like that's the change.
yeah. It's either whoa, you know, or whoa. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, you leave him alone. He's trying his best. I know. Yeah, it does have a real Fallout feel to it. I wouldn't say it's as good as The Witcher, which, I mean, it's hard to be as good as The Witcher 3. Like The Witcher 3
was a really good.
Yeah, but it is very, I mean, but even to compare it to The Witcher would be a bad thing to do. It's apples and oranges, you know.
Jam hates The Witcher. It's because you like butt rock, dude.
Have you? So The Witcher 3 takes like 6 hours to get into. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to get out of those first couple towns.
You got to get out of the first.
Yeah. I would not want to play The Witcher 3 again because I wouldn't want to do the beginning again. Hated The Witcher's quest system. Huh?
Gwent was fun.
Gwent ruled, dude. Gwent was fucking sick. Like, I really like Gwent.
One of the best like in-game games ever.
It's not even an in-game game anymore. You can get it on mobile.
Well, yeah, I know you can play it like outside of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I'm gonna piss my pants if we don't end this.
No, I got a pee too.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening to the Bonsai PopCast. If you want to help out the show, please subscribe to our Patreon. It's what keeps the show going, what keeps the YouTube channel going. It's what keeps us going and fed and everything. And we could use your help. So, and also, you get another podcast every single week, which, I mean, if you like the podcast, what's better than doubling that, right?
Yeah.
It's cheap, $3. Anyway, we will catch you very soon. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and have a good week. Bye-bye.
Boy.